Hello, 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 Chicago Bears fans. Welcome to the Bears Den podcast number 75. We have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. Fortunately, we don't. We lost very closely to the Los Angeles Rams in the divisional game, but as always, please like us, subscribe to us, follow us, share our content. You can find us on Facebook, X, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't be shy tonight. Send us your comments. Send us your feedback. We love the interaction. Now, let me introduce the rest of the Bears in the Bears Den. I'm your host, Andy. We got our boy, Todd. Yeah. And we got the champ, the bad guy, Chicago Clarence. Again, thank you for watching. Let me kick it off. So close. We were so close. I thought for sure after the throw, which is going to be now known as, we were going to do it. I felt the Rams were deflated. I mean, we got the ball the way we wanted in overtime. We got the second choice. Rams went 3 and out. We got the ball. We got the short field. We were driving, and it just didn't happen. The interception's already been, DJ quit. He didn't quit. Wrong route, miscommunication, bad throw, bad timing, whatever. Bottom line is, we're at home, Cancun, but it was a great season. I mean, it exceeded my expectations. So there is some good news. I think we're on the rise. I think we're on the uptake. I think we're rising. I don't think we're on the getting stepped on anymore. I think we're here. We're ready. We're ready to go. Todd?
Yes, sir.
What did you see Sunday night?
A team that doesn't give up. I mean, that's been the theme the whole year. That play. I mean, I'm sure people have said it, but I mean that's the best pass play that we've ever had as an organization. I'm not going to say it's the best offensive play we've had as an organization, but certainly the best pass play we've had as an organization. That was unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable on its own. Had it happened in the middle of the third quarter in a regular season game, it'd be it'd be up there. But to be in the situation where it's fourth down, this is it. This is it's make it or go home. Which I mean, we ended up losing anyway. But without that, we had no shot. I think, yeah, it's I would say Walter's had some amazing runs that probably are going to be a bigger offensive play, but that's the best throw in franchise history.
So here's the throw in case anybody somehow missed it.
The man in motion. Williams drifting, sprinting for space, in all kinds of trouble, put it up for grabs the end zone. He got it for the touchdown.
And here's someone else.
Let's go, Chicago! What?
So unfortunately, we didn't get to record ourselves and like a bunch of idiots at Boardwalk Billy's because we went nuts too. But Chicago Clarence, what did you see Sunday night?
You talking about overall, or you just talking about the play?
Whatever you want to say, man. You got the floor.
I've got mixed emotions. I do think that we are a year ahead of schedule. I do think that we are on a team on the rise. But when you have an opportunity to win a game, we have an opportunity to win a football playoff game. You got to seize the moment. And I feel like we shot ourselves in the foot all game long. Starting out with Roma Doomsday dropping a touchdown pass that was right there.
Yes, sir, it was.
And this is the thing. For those of folks who watch us every week, this is something that we always bring up. This is my problem with him, and We calling him a number one wide receiver. You can't be a number one wide receiver when you're dropping passes, and it's too many times he's dropped balls all year long. You ain't going to be a number one wide receiver when that's happening. We've talked about Ben Johnson. There's a time and a place to be aggressive. I like the fact that we have a coach that's not afraid of the moment, but it's got to make sense a lot of times. And too many times we're leaving points out there
Yes.
because we're going for it on fourth down instead of taking the points. And it's easy to say you shoulda, coulda, woulda, but had he kicked two of those field goals, we win the football game. We ain't even in overtime. And then when you want to look at DJ Moore and my problems with him, especially making what he's making, I don't care if Caleb Williams wants to come to his defense and say, we wasn't on the same page. He did not run balls out to that ball, plain and simple. And if you want to look at Caleb Williams, it was such a terrible pass. I don't know if he catches up to it if he's running balls out. Because when you're in overtime, the next points win the football game.
Yes.
It's second down and 8. They're in a 2 deep zone. You don't have to have that play right there. You had Kyle Monunga wide open underneath. You could have got the ball to him. It's a chance he breaks a tackle and he gets a first down. But at worst, you're looking at 3rd and 3. So those are the learning curves. Those are the teaching moments that we have. And you ask me how I feel about it. That's how I feel. Too many missed opportunities for this football team in this game against a team that everybody thought was going to score 50 on us. If anybody would have told us before the game that the Los Angeles Rams was going to score 20 points, we all say we're going to win that game.
Yeah. And
that's true.
And it was probably Dennis Allen's best defensive game of the year.
By far.
He brought constant pressure. We had 4 sacks. He was bringing Gordon. He was bringing Brisker. He was bringing Gardner Johnson. He was bringing pressure. Here is the throw. Here's another one. This guy does a great job explaining it or showing the arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to me, again, I'm not a coach. I don't claim to be a coach. To me, DJ should have just ran a right angle. And then he lost leverage when he left that safety get in front of him. He basically lost contain. He should not have left that safety ever get underneath him right there. To me, he didn't flatten it. He just kind of curled it and kept going and getting depth instead of just doing a right angle. But
whether you think whether DJ Moore thinks that the play is for him or not, my problem with him is he's not hustling. He's not making himself a target because the defender could clearly see that DJ Moore's not looking for the ball. And my thing is, if you're in the play, then you can at any moment you could be a part of the play. So you're just sitting out there. I mean, they're not sending you out there just so you can just jog, which is what he was doing. I mean, we just can't have that. It's a playoff game. It's overtime. We can't have a $27 million a year wide receiver out there just chilling.
No, I agree. What's up, D? How are you doing, my friend? My boy D is here from School State of Mind. And then here's the Dunze play that we all think he should have caught this ball. Yes, it is behind him a smidge. You can admit that. That's
very catchable ball. Very catchable ball.
His eyes off of it. I don't know. Maybe anticipating a hit. It was behind. It wasn't much behind him.
It was not
that
perfect.
Much.
No.
It was not perfect. Let's be clear. But if you want to be a number one, you got to make this goddamn play in a
He's
playoff
feeling
game.
That safety coming up right.
Yes, that's
there.
What I think he's worried about.
Yeah.
He's worried about getting lit up.
Yeah.
And he knows it's coming. He's ran this route 100 times, millions of times probably. He knows that safety is going to hit him.
He's a potential number one receiver. He's not a number one receiver right now.
And Dunze also missed a block on the Swift hurdle. If you guys look at that on the video, he missed his block on the Swift hurdle when Swift did not get in. So, Todd, Clarence brought this up. What did you think of Ben Johnson's coaching? The very first drive, shouldn't we have hung 3 on the board?
Probably. It's just not in him. I mean, I'm a little surprised. Had it been a road regular season game or even a home regular season game, I think after the pass, he goes for 2 there because the Rams are stunned, right?
Yeah,
Time to attack, but I get being the playoff game, being at home, that you don't go for 2 there, but it's just not in him to kick field goals. He needs to be more receptive to that because Detroit. I mean, he comes from Detroit, and that's just something that they didn't do much of. But they got burned, and they lost a lot of games because of that. So he needs to be more flexible without. I don't want to change him too much. You know what I mean?
No.
So, but yeah, if everything goes the same way, if we kick those 2 field goals, we do leave some points out there.
Yes, I mean, it's easy to criticize when hindsight's always in your rearview mirror. But I know, Chicago, you felt that we should have kicked the field goal on that very first drive, correct?
We've been saying it all year.
Yeah.
You're right. It's easy to have, hindsight 2020, but this is something we on this show talked about every single week. And Ben Johnson's aggressiveness on 4th down. I mean, guys, we were 1 for 4 on 4th down.
Yeah.
1 for 4 with 3 turnovers. That gets you beat.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed in our short yardage offense. Yes. The fact that we couldn't move them off the ball with 3 yards or less on 3rd down, and we were even found ourselves in those 4th down situations. Our offensive line, I wouldn't say they got manhandled, but there were people who missed their blocks. Jonah Jackson missed the important block. You can't have that in the playoffs. You can't have it. And the thing about it is, I would have been able to accept this a whole lot more had the Rams hung 50 on us because we were already prepared for that with the way we've been playing defense all year long. I could have accepted that a lot more, even though I still would have been disappointed about losing, but I would have been able to accept that a whole lot more than the game being on our racket with the ball in our hand, driving down the field with the kind of defense that the Rams were in and playing against us, and we turned the ball over. With all the situations and scenarios that surrounding that interception. DJ Moore not running the crisp route. Caleb Williams forcing the ball in 2nd and 8. I mean, out of a clean pocket where he had no pressure.
Yeah.
So those are the things that just makes it hard for me to swallow in a game that our defense played their butts off and gave us a shot to win. Even with the Rams getting the ball first in overtime, we go out there and make them punt 3 and out. We get the ball, and Caleb Williams has been money all year long in this situation. And we turn the ball over under those circumstances. That makes this hard to swallow. With the field goals that Ben Johnson left out there on the field, leaving the points out there, that's what makes this hard to swallow.
Right.
Now, I don't want nobody to think that this is, classic Chicago Clarence being pissed off, because I'm not. I still think that this season was a success. But when you get an opportunity to move forward and advance in the playoffs, you take it. You don't give it away like this.
Right.
I mean, my only complaint on the defense was this knucklehead, Javon Dexter, and his 15-yard personal foul penalty. He makes that hit with the play in front of him, which is going to get called every time. I mean, that was our worst penalty of the night. We only had 3 penalties. This was our worst one. That's the kind of shit you can't have right there, too. Giving away yardage. Todd, We got a comment from Darren Connect, who is a regular viewer. Going into the game, I was okay with the season no matter what happened against the Rams. But now knowing we had the game in our hands, it just hurts more. Yeah. Yeah, Darren, Clarence just echoed that. Todd has, I have. I mean, I'm not disappointed with the overall season. It was a smashing success.
Oh,
No, I mean, no. I think if you told a Bear fan we were going to win the North, get the number 2 seed, knock the Packers out of the playoffs, send their ass home, and lose in the divisional round, I think everybody was signed up for it.
I mean, this has been the best season I can remember. I mean, the last Super Bowl season, but honestly, maybe even, I mean, I don't know if I'd say surpassing that, but right there. I mean, the double doink year had some excitement to it, but nothing like this. And what makes a difference is this is the beginning of this.
Yes.
Our window is just cracked open. We're if we can, unless craziness happens, we should have a really good run with this unit.
Oh, I agree 100%. And Laura says hello, Bear Nation. So let me ask you something, Todd. You just hit on one of my things I've written down.
Yeah.
Ryan Poles. Is this his biggest offseason yet?
Oh, for sure. I mean, what they did last year, addressing that interior offensive line was huge. But yeah, this as far as pressure on him, for sure, this is his biggest year. Now we have we're on the upswing, and people want to come. Like that's why I don't understand DJ, right? Like, because he's the guy that always gets mentioned, and guys that we're gonna go ahead and move on from. I mean, if you can't be happy playing in this situation right now, I just don't think you can be happy playing. I know he's lost a lot in his career, but you get to this point where you've got a chance to win every week. You got a chance to win Super Bowls, and I don't know. I mean, that was one play, but it was a big play. You're in overtime in a divisional round playoff game. It's the biggest game he's ever played in as a pro, without a doubt.
So here's DJ's. As you can see, DJ has always been on losing teams. I'm not saying he caused it, but he never won at Maryland. He never won in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And he has not won in Chicago until this year.
Right.
So, I mean, I know everybody's saying now he's done. He's out. But my question would be, Clarence, who's going to take a $24 million wide receiver that quit now with the baggage that he quits on routes or he don't run hard? Like who could we possibly move him to? Because you're asking someone to absorb a huge contract.
Well, I mean, I don't know the answer to that because we're not privy to these conversations. There are places that he could go and be one of the best players on the team. The Las Vegas Raiders comes to mind.
Right.
And the New York Giants comes to mind.
What's his worth? What's his worth?
Let's look at it this way. We gave a 4th round pick to the Chargers for a receiver, right? That was at the end of his career. And
Keenan Allen.
I
don't think DJ's at the end though.
No, I know, but he's making more money now. That money can be messed with, right? He can extend longer. He can add void years. He can take a pay cut. There's a chance where he comes back and plays for us, but it's going to be on a different number. I mean, he's a 700-yard receiver. He caught 50-something balls, and that's a really good number 3 or a solid number 2. I think, I don't know what we'd have to do, but I think that probably you might get a late 3rd round pick for him. I think maybe you package him, or ideally, you've got another team with another player who underperformed, who's, we talk about it all the time with Thibodeau. It's a position we need.
Yeah.
We need some of this money. We get him to restructure whatever else. They could use another receiver there. They've got a young quarterback and needs a lot of options. He would be a solid number 2 to Malik Neighbors. maybe that's the change he's looking for. There's no pressure on them to win right now. He seems to like that. But yeah, he has value, but just straight up him for a pick, I don't know. You might get a 3rd round pick for him.
I mean, I like the Giants situation or the Vegas situation because those are players from those teams on defense that we need.
Yeah. I know.
And the salary with his versus Crosby's is similar. So that is one of the first phone calls that I'm making.
For sure.
We were toying around with the idea of trading him to the Giants for some of their defensive line help, and they've got some people that can definitely help this team out. At the end of the day, for me, I don't care who you are, what kind of money you're making. I need effort out of you. And it's just too many times we've called him out for his effort, for his body language. I mean, sometimes he looked like he was just out there just to be out there, and I've got a problem with that.
Yeah. If he was a free agent wide receiver, right? If just the terminal value and what he should be making, he's a 50 some odd catches, 700 yards. Solid. That's probably, Romeo Dobbs is a free agent. Those are probably about his numbers, right? It's pretty similar. You're a high end 3 or mid 2, something like that. What does that player get on the open market? 12, 5, 13, something like that. So he's getting twice the money that he should be getting. And he knows that. And so I think you have to do some sort of restructure. And I think you do a restructure on Cole too. Like, I think we should keep him. Yeah. I think if we add a couple years to his deal, he takes a pay cut. He gets to be his cap number this year goes from 10, 11 down to 5 or 6. But he gets the security where he wants to be here. He's a Chicago guy. He's not a face of the franchise, but he's not a face. You know what I mean? Like, if you think of this
he
guy,
is now after that,
right? Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying. I mean, he's not going to be the guy catching 100 balls at tight end, but he's the guy you want on the team with all the experience. We could free up some money there because I had originally thought maybe he doesn't come back, but I think we can mess with his money and he comes back. But DJ, I think he's making about twice what he should be making.
So Chicago Clemens, let me ask you, the Cole Kmet catch, we scored. Would you have gone for 2 right there? You think we should
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You would have placed it on the line, the NFC Championship on one play. And knowing
for one reason
knowing that
for 2 reasons
game sucked all night.
For 2 reasons. Number one, as a head coach and the play caller, you should have a play in your back pocket already for those situations. You're practicing it during the week, or you should be. So that's number one. Number two, messing around with that Ram offense, you're playing with fire. I know that we were able to keep them under wraps, but when we had to put them, after the interception, we couldn't stop them. We had them 3rd and 8 couple of times, 3rd and 7. They still got the first down and were able to move the ball down the field on us. I didn't have the confidence that our defense would have been able to stop them had we not gone for 2 in overtime. I mean, I just wouldn't. The only thing that would have given me pause was the simple fact that we know we were going to get the ball as well, but we hadn't done nothing all game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have a play, you call the play, and you put them out of their misery right then and there, and you go for 2.
I mean, the momentum was so strong. And they're sitting there with their job. I mean, they had 3 guys closing in on him, and he's able to get the ball off. That he might have had a toe on the ground, and yet he's flinging it 50 plus yards in the air, and
it's a dime.
Yeah, it's move. Unbelievable.
It was a dime. It was an absolute dart.
And so under that circumstance, they're you got to think they're going to be a half a step slow, just stunned from what happened to them. And what's that? A 4-yard play to go for 2, 5 yards, something like that. I mean,
I think it's 5, but like I said before, it was almost the right decision to not go for it. Had we just taken the check down, and not force that ball in 2nd and 8.
Yeah.
Or DJ Moore not doing what he did. We still had him right where we wanted him. But yeah, we've been saying this about Caleb Williams all year. Take the check down. If it's 3rd and 1, why are we throwing the 30-yard bomb? Take the check down. Let's just move the ball down the field. He's got to learn that. He's got to learn that. And he's got to learn to make the layups, because we sitting up there and we glorify him for these out of the world throws. But hey, how many times he's missed a little 10-yard out? Because he didn't have the sharpest game either.
No.
Multiple balls he was throwing behind the receivers.
Yeah,
he was off.
I don't think he's ever going to approach that 70% completion ratio that they got in New England this year, and what Johnson wants. But I think that. But God, the good outweighs the bad so much there. They have to find, the fine line where you don't play the hero ball where it makes sense, and I think that's going to come with time. But you can't take it all out of him, because then he's just a regular quarterback.
I'm just asking you to make the correct play, Todd. That's all I'm asking you to do. That wasn't the correct play. The correct play was to Monunga. That's all I'm asking him to do. Make the correct play.
Yeah, but I mean, 30 out of 32 quarterbacks, they're about to get sacked. They're throwing that in the stands, and you've got to let him be him, and that's why you drafted him, right? But he has to rein it in some, but I don't want to take that out of him.
No, not the ability to extend plays and make shit happen that no one else can.
I like Jared Goff, but I don't want to turn him into Jared Goff.
I think he'll be better next year. Now he's got a year under his belt, a year in this offense, a year with the offensive line, a year with the skill positions. I think he's going to be better. So, Todd, let me ask you. Today is the 1-year anniversary of hiring Ben Johnson. So what do you think of him after 1 year? Exactly 1 year ago, we did what we did.
I said I was all in months ago. But I am. I'm completely all in. I mean, I know we're going to get rated. It's already started, but I have faith in him that he's going to be able to reach out and find the replacements that we need. I'm sure he already knows what he wants to do and is expecting this and that. And I even have faith in George right now, which is crazy. Just a little bit I've seen out of McCaskey. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too forgiving for a team that I had no faith in for 25 years now, maybe longer. It's just that in 1 year they can turn me 100% is crazy. But yeah, I'm all in. We'll probably question things, but I think. I mean, I know he's the right guy, and I know he's able to put a staff together. He put a good staff together, best staff we've had in forever, and I think he'll be able to replace the guys we lose. So I don't know how much of a battle it'll be with the GM as far as picking talent and whatever going forward. But there's going to be some probably, but I'm all in.
Clarence, what's your 1 year review of Ben Johnson?
I mean, this time last year, I think that a lot of us were still very happy that we had fired Eberflus.
Yes, we did.
We were still in celebration mode for that, and we were kind of on the fence. I mean, because I know, I don't remember Todd was, but I know you were all in on Ben Johnson, and I wanted to swing for the fences. I wanted to get John Gruden or Belichick or somebody who had the coaching experience. And for the Bears, I mean, we're swimming in uncharted waters right now. We ain't never had this. No. We ain't never had a quarterback and a head coach married together. And for the head coach to be competent on the sidelines. I mean, every game you can question a coach's decisions.
You can.
Don't get me on that. I mean, you can. But for the most part, the things that this man has done with holding people accountable, benching people for not having play up to par, a lot of the nonsense. I mean, we were critical of this team early in the year of the pre-snap penalties that was happening, and all of that stuff pretty much got cleaned up. Um, I think that we're up and coming. I'm very happy with what we have. I'm happy with the future with this football team, even though some of our assistants and was going to get rated, but
You're
that's the
enemy.
business.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch it, if you go back 14 months ago on the show, it's this. What can we complain about Braxton Jones about this week? Which really was, and and they hated him so much also that he's been healthy the last 2 weeks and they haven't even let him dress. So I mean, he's healthy scratch on a week where we needed, potentially needed a backup tackle with some experience. Like they stick to their guns on this stuff, and I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't think that the McCaskies were going to go ahead and spend the money on that. I know we were, I was leaning and saying maybe something happens with
Vrabel.
Well, yeah, Vrabel. Yeah.
McCarthy
was looking like
the runner-up.
Yeah, McCarthy was looking like this would be the guy we'd sign and we'd pay him. He might come for $5 or $6 million, and we do the cheap thing. I was pounding the table for Tomlin, which was a year late. Saying, hey, this guy can do it. And really we had our hopes on Vrabel because we didn't think they'd ever spend the money for Johnson.
No, we absolutely had I thought it would be Vrabel, but with that being said, so in case you didn't hear the news, Eric Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
And last night, it was looking like Matt Nagy was going to be the coach of the Tennessee Titans. Then they announced later in the night Robert Saleh is now the coach of the Tennessee Titans. So it looks like our old friend Matt Nagy is unemployed.
So both Flus and Nagy, as of today, are both unemployed.
That says a lot. Our last two coaches are unemployed. That tells you everything you need to know about the coaches we've had of late. They are both unemployed.
They better get on the phone with Trace Armstrong. You can find them a job somewhere.
Yeah. And with other news, I'm not going to read the names, but the Chicago Bears today signed these players to future contracts. The only name that stands out to me is Maurice Alexander. Ben Johnson brought him from Detroit. He seems to really like this kid. And we retained Britton Brown today. And Steven Carlson, who's been with us a while. I'm not going to read all these names.
JP.
Yeah, JP Richardson is another guy they liked.
Is that a typo for Sewell down there, or is that a third Sewell?
That's off the Chicago Bears. No, that is a third Sewell. You were correct.
Okay. All right. Bring on another Sewell.
And real quickly, Clarence, here's our free agents this year. Which ones would you be interested in bringing back? Byard, Brisker, Wright, Johnson, Billings, Owens, Zacchaeus, Benedek, and Jones. These are just some of our free agents.
I'm interested in bringing Benedict back. Nashawn Wright is going to cost too much. He's not good in coverage. I just think that he was good at taking the ball away. Zacchaeus drops so many balls. I would be interested in doing Byard on a 1-year deal. Jaquan Brisker, if the money is right, I'd bring him back. But it depends on if the money is right, and the same thing for Billings. But Billings wouldn't start if I brought him back.
Good rotation piece for me as well.
And you already know how I'm even going to mention Braxton Jones because y'all know how I feel about him.
Well, they aren't going. They're not pleased. They're happy to see him go. Benedet's exclusive rights, so nobody can even bid on him. We're the only people that can negotiate with him. So we need to figure out a way to pay him a little money for the next 2 or 3 years and lock him. I'm a little surprised he didn't play this last weekend, but I think he's valuable to have. I would do kind of a 1 year at a time thing with Byard, and maybe that lasts a year or 2 or 3. I don't know what's going to happen with Brisker, man. He
reportedly wants big money. So
he's not coming back.
He's not
going to get it.
He's not getting big money.
He's one hit away from being out of the. I mean, everybody's one hit from being out, but his concussion history. I just, big money on a safety is what, 10, 11, something like that.
And tell me, he made $4 million this year. To give him $10 million, so a $6 million raise? No.
But I'm saying he's not going to get.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying.
It's not going to happen. I don't think he gets more than what we paid him. I think he's looking at he might get a 3-year, 2-year guaranteed at 4.5. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody sticks their neck out, but you just can't do it. Deshaun Wright's got he's going to get an offer.
Yes.
I love Gardner Johnson. I don't know what you pay him. Jonathan Owens, I don't, it's nice that she shows up and everything and all that, but I mean, he's an okay player, but I think he's just a replacement level player, and Billings should probably retire. And I don't want to pay Zacchaeus any money. I just seen draft a kid in the 7th round to try to be the 4th or 5th receiver.
Well, you elevate Ja'Day Walker now. He should be.
Absolutely.
I thought Walker should have been dressed for the last 2. That kid, he is clutch and he scores touchdowns.
All he does is make plays.
It's all he does. If he's not our number 4 receiver coming in next year, I don't know what more he can do to not at least secure a spot as the 4th receiver on this team. It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, I'm not straining for a wide receiver that can't catch a cold. He drops too many balls.
So, guys, we have a question from our boy Darren. What are your thoughts on Swift? I personally like him. We owe him $8 million next year for his 3rd year of his contract. Do we renegotiate for more years or just let him play out his contract?
We don't know anything. His guaranteed money's over. We have him under contract here if we want him, but we don't have to keep him yet. Yeah, but I mean, but right now we could let him go and we don't owe him a dime. Right.
Clarence, would you bring him back on $8 million?
No.
You're gonna let him walk?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think I would bring him back, honestly, because
let me ask you why. Let me ask you why. Because this is the thing with me and running backs. If you go back and you look at it, too many times, especially with running between the tackles, we are looking to fall down too often. I want a running back that threatens you. I want a running back that if you give him the ball, you have to put him on his ass before he falls down. And Swift looks to get on the ground too fast. I mean, I know that is a fantasy, but damn, I love what Detroit's got with that guy. I mean, I even like it what the Chargers have with Hampton. And I was singing Hampton's praises. I looked at Trevion Henderson coming out of New England. And Swift just doesn't threaten enough for me.
Yeah.
Too willing to bounce it outside and not get the tough yards. I mean, me and Todd been talking about this all year with Jeremiah Love, and I know that we're not getting him, but Jadarian Price is somebody we could get.
I'm on that Price bandwagon. We're picking at 56, 57, something like that. If you could get him there, if you mess around with the 3rd round, you probably don't get him. It just depends on what we can do to address. I need a run stopper, and I need a quality edge rusher. And I'm not drafting a quality edge rusher. By the time we drafted 25, I don't know that there's a quality a number 1 edge rusher in this draft. Period. There's a couple of guys that have some flash, but I think we have to go after a veteran.
So So another problem, guys. We don't have a left tackle next year. Trapillo is expected to miss 8 to 10 months. That means he's going to miss the start of the season. Benedict is a free agent. Jones is a free agent.
Benedict
is a left tackle.
Benedict's an exclusive rights free agent. Yeah. He's not going anywhere. He can't go anywhere. Nobody can make him an offer. Only we can offer him money.
So if we sign Benedict, we're still going to need a left tackle because that only leaves with 1.
I didn't love that experiment that they tried. I mean, there was a couple times where Tooney was holding on for dear life. I don't want him out there. That's not where it didn't work in Kansas City. He's great at what he does.
I agree with you. Put him back where he's great at.
You think what we saw in the playoff is a precursor to the regular season already?
I hope not.
Experiment with it, but
I hope not.
So Trapillo so what is he? He won't be ready for camp.
They're saying to Patella it's 8 to 10 month injury. So if it's 8 months, September, he could come back. If it's 10 months, it's pushes into October, November. But he's not going to be ready to. He's not going to participate in camp from the way it sounds. So he's not going to be game shape or game ready until.
And look,
no telling.
There's the fool's gold in free agency at tackle. I mean, if you're even we're talking about Braxton. You know, he probably still gets $6-7 million a year
get
for
paid.
team, which is crazy. But
He's
that's if you're halfway decent, you get $20 million a year at tackle. Free agency is crazy there. So I don't know.
So guys, I just want to bring this up real quick. Next year we're gonna have our first place schedule. There's our schedule. I mean, it's not the schedule. We don't know the dates and times yet, but we know our opponents. Doesn't get easier for us.
No,
we have New England. We have Seattle.
Yeah.
We have Jacksonville. We have Philadelphia, all division winners this year.
I mean, the Panthers are on the rise.
Yes.
I mean, we got the Jets. They threw us a bone with the Jets and
the Saints, the Falcons, the Dolphins.
The Falcons are Dolphins, yeah. All right. Well, there's a few things there, but.
So anything else you guys want to bring up before we sign off? Because we don't know when the next show will be. Take some time off before free agency starts.
Yeah.
So what are your final thoughts, Todd? I mean, what did this season mean to you personally, on a personal note?
It was I don't want to it's crazy time out there, and this was a real escape for me. Yes. It was an important year. It was cold here today. I was out and running around. I wore this all day today. I had a doctor's appointment. My doctor's a big Steelers fan. I'm asking him about coaches, and he's got some ideas. He goes, I want your guy. He goes, I want your quarterback, and that's great to hear. I'm at the grocery store. I don't know this guy from Adam. He walks up to me. He's a Lions fan. He goes, man, I hated it when you guys lost. He said, I love your quarterback. He said, losing Johnson to you guys just is killing us. He said, but I like that team, And another guy in the same grocery store, a Steelers fan, comes up to me. He shows me, he's talking about how much he loves Caleb, and I didn't ask. I'm just walking around with a Bear sweatshirt on, and I think I got approached by 4 people today about this team. We haven't had this kind of excitement in forever, and it's time. It's about it's definitely been a long stretch, but I think that. All the there's always going to be negative and assholes fussing about Caleb and his fingernails and all that stuff, but I think the general public has seen what this kid can do, and making the right decisions, from a leadership standpoint, ownership standpoint, and everybody, everybody's interested in us now. I mean, and nobody has been in a long time. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting.
So our friend Mike says, bear down. And Darren said, are we done for the year? No, we're not done for the year. We're just going to take maybe a week or 2 off. Because last year we had plenty of shows after the season ended because we didn't have a head coach. This year we got a head coach. So, I mean, it's quite a while till free agency starts in the draft. So we may just do every other week going forward or whatever. But no, we're not going to quit. So for me this season, I mean, I'm disappointed the way the game ended. I'm not going to lie. Like Clarence said it best, when you got the tennis ball in your racket, you got a chance to serve for the win. You got to win. I mean, we had a chance, and we just didn't get it done. But we're a young team. We never have had a coach like this. Not since I've been alive. Maybe Mike Ditka maybe was the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can argue about it. We've never had a quarterback like this. Never. I mean, I've never seen a Chicago Bear quarterback do what this kid's doing. So I do think we're on the rise. And I don't want this to be a pop-up season, like a one and done, like the double doink. We got the double doink. You didn't hear from us again until this year. I don't want that. Hopefully, Ben Johnson and this group is building something that can sustain greatness. Hopefully, this is just the beginning. Hopefully, we're at the bottom of the mountain. We're going to climb to the top. Hopefully, this is just the beginning or climb to Mount Everest. So, Chicago, Clarence, what are your final thoughts? Take us away.
It was a pleasure watching all the games with you guys. I always have to acknowledge my fondness for you guys. I love you guys.
We love you
It's
too.
not the same when we're not seeing each other every week in person and watching the games together. It's
No, it's
just
not.
and there's nobody else in this world I'd rather watch football games with than you two guys. We've been through a lot together,
Yes.
rooting for this team and loving this football team, and it's a special sense of satisfaction for us to be able to experience it together. What I think is a dawn of a new era for the Chicago football team. Um, it was exciting to watch this team become what it ended up being. Yes, we can point out the disappointment of losing and losing at home and the way it happened, but you would be remiss not to point out, and look at the journey that it took to get to this point. We have endured some very hard times. We have endured some idiocy from the front office, from the general manager's position. Don't get me started on the Trubisky trade. Um, and just some of the stuff that we've seen calling plays and from our head coaches. I mean, there's no wonder Matt Nagy is unemployed today because he's a
Right.
bleeping idiot. That's the reason why he was going to lose his job as an offensive coordinator. He should have never had the job in the first place. Matt Eberflus, the same thing. This is the reason why you don't have a job. But these are the last two head coaches that we have had to put up with.
Yes.
So to have Ben Johnson here is a breath of fresh air. I'm excited, even looking at the schedule. I'm excited for the upcoming offseason. I'm excited for free agency. I want to see what Ryan Post puts together. If he needs some help, call me. I'll happily point you in the right direction. But it's going to be great defending our division title at the same time. I get to defend my fantasy football championship.
Yes, he does.
But
You can tell the former champ's not watching.
Yeah, I haven't heard from her tonight.
Yeah, she's out running an errand for me. But it's just been great. This is not the end of our show. For anybody who was asking, we operate during the off season as well. We'll come back on and we'll talk about needs for the team. I think that's the next thing we should focus on.
Free
What do we
agency.
think the team needs? Focus
Yeah.
on the salary cap and focus on that stuff, and it'll be fun. But that's how I feel in a nutshell, guys.
Yeah.
And Edmund, Alicia, J9, Buck, Lou, and Casey, we didn't forget about you guys. We love you too. You guys usually come out to Boardwalk Billy's with us too. We are the crew. We are the hardcore group of Charlotte. We're the only ones who show up, win, lose, or draw. We've been showing up for years. Win, lose, or draw. We don't take time off to build houses or none of that shit. Or attend funerals or weddings. We show the fuck up because we are the diehard Bears fans of Charlotte.
That's not true. I had to miss a game or two for a wedding.
One. But anyway, peace out. See you guys. Love you guys. And as always, bear down.
Bear down.